Salut YouTube, suite de Star Trek Resurgence, possiblement là ce que tu vois là ça va être une seule longue VOD, donc peut-être que ça va durer 3 heures. Voilà, bon courage. Parce qu'en fait, chaque fois je fais un oui, va passer. Chaque fois je fais un résumé au début des vidéos YouTube, mais en fait je me rends compte que si une personne suit depuis le premier le premier épisode, il y a de fortes chances que du coup, bah. Enfin, si elle regarde le dernier, je veux dire, c'est qu'elle a suivi les autres normalement. Donc, mais après, je me dis, si ça fait longtemps que t'as pas regardé. Bon, après, moi, les VOD, je les passe assez rapidement. Donc, bon, grosso modo, c'est la merde. Il y a l'Empire Ticon qui. Enfin, en tout cas, une branche extrémiste de l'Empire Ticon qui prend possession des gens avec une espèce de gros seringue de cristal qui plante dans les gens. Et voilà quoi, et du coup on combat ça parce qu'il y a plein de gens qui se sont fait contrôler, deux races notamment là qui se sont fait baiser. Et voilà, on est dans l'embarras.
They might stop there.
Can we use the Zeldy's comms to signal your fleet?
Comm systems are locked.
Grab hold.
Je m'accroche. Oh!
The inertial dampeners can barely keep up. They keep forcing this ship to make these short warp jumps. They're going to tear it apart.
Zeldy is still made by a Lydian hand, despite all this Takan corruption. Oh.
We just gotta stay safe until Starfleet can find us.
Putain, les musiques, il y a vraiment un petit côté. Ouais, Kotor, j'aime bien. Hein. Quand ils font des petites transitions chaloupées comme ça, c'est bien foutu, je trouve. C'est dommage qu'il n'y en ait pas tant que ça en fait.
Your people. Is there somewhere you go when you die?
Life after death? No. On my homeworld, some people think they can cheat death in a way by joining with the Trill symbiont. But that's not a life to me.
What about you?
Je vais devoir
Is
répondre.
there another plane of existence for you? With every passing battle, as I get older.
We only live once, je vais dire.
We only get one life to live. I'm not counting on anything coming after I close my eyes for the last time.
Then you may never understand this, but please try. My people have a special journey.
À noter que quand il y a les petits carrés qui apparaissent là, c'est qu'à chaque fois ça crée une réaction chez.
When Lydians die, we rejoin our comrades, family, and ancestors.
On the parade grounds of Cirella?
That is just one part of it, but yes. Death
Vanessa.
is not the end for us. So, even if some part of Itasca remains, by letting the Takan use her body, at best we are delaying the inevitable next step for her. At worst, we are leaving her as a prisoner in her own mind. You want to save the transformed. So do I.
Now that I've seen it happen, does it make me a hypocrite to say he has a point? What if we can't get them back? We can't leave them like that, right?
I think Itasca would want to be released. To think of what she could be going through right now. It's a torturous idea.
Non mais il faut au moins qu'on essaye, on va pas se mettre à gunblaze tout le monde, non?
If they're still alive, we can still try to help them. We lose that option once they're dead.
I had a sister, a twin. It's very rare among the Trill.
You never told me that.
She was one of the youngest hosts to ever join with the symbiont. A sentient creature that lives in our body. It's considered a great honor. The symbiont can bring centuries of knowledge and wisdom to the host. But sometimes, the symbiont personality suppresses the host entirely. My sister was the closest person in the world to me. I knew she would be different after joining. But
Dans le
she
JDR
grew
que je vais
more
faire
and
Star
more
Trek, il y a
distant.
une joueuse
The
qui
room
joue
we shared
Mithril,
growing up
justement.
was foreign.
C'est intéressant de voir comment ça a fonctionné avec
And
son symbiote et
eventually
tout.
she, or whoever she'd become, cut me out entirely. So I left for Starfleet and swore I'd never go back. I couldn't stand the thought of seeing her.
Ouais, vrai.
Someone who looked like my sister.
Ça lui permettrait de faire la paix avec ça, au moins.
When all this is over, maybe things have changed for her after you've been away for years.
I couldn't go back. Not now.
You remind me of Itasca.
I do.
Bonds are not made by what runs through your veins, but the blood you spilled together. Itasca was my family in that way. I want you to know there is nothing I won't sacrifice to win this fight. But if we're lucky enough to survive, I'd be honored if you'd count me as one of your tribe. As Itasca was.
Even a couple of engineers like us.
You are many things.
I don't need to wait that long. We've bled together. No one else will know what we've been through. That makes us a tribe. Right here.
I'll take that.
Et là, il va dire no.
They not cease this madness.
What is this place?
Is that the Veskar?
Another one of yours?
Not anymore. They've corrupted it, just like the Zeldi.
Now there are two ships. Did this just get better or worse?
It certainly doesn't bode well for the crew of the Veskar. So many lives.
Ça dépend de nous.
Stolen.
We're really at the heart of this fight now. We just gotta figure out what we're gonna do about it.
This doesn't look like the Aphelion. What are they doing here?
You don't think they're just meeting their buddies?
Maybe, but then why are their buddies here?
Prepare for transfer.
The storm! It's back! What happened?
Hold on. Scanning. Tetrametric radiation is dropping. Zeldi's dropped to minimal power levels.
It's running off just the one warp core now.
That means...
They've sent the Cartabula to that other ship.
Oula. Est-ce que le nom du chapitre indique qu'on va enfin foutre l'autre dans les choux, là? Ah, parce que lui, nous soupçonnons que ce soit justement un mec infecté par, les Ticons, là.
Something wrong, Captain?
No, nothing's wrong. In fact, I was just going to call for you. I'm needed down in engineering. The bridge is yours.
Tiens, tiens, tiens. En vrai,
Lieutenant
prêtre aussi.
Bedrosian, a word, please.
Yes, Commander. What can I do for you?
Listen, the captain may have been compromised.
What?
I have every reason to believe he has been bioformed and is now actively working against us.
Hold on. This makes no sense. Did Portal do something to you?
I'm dead serious. Someone is sabotaging the mission. They planted a Taconian device in engineering. Captain Solano was in engineering while we were on Delphi Ardu 4, and he purposely evaded Dr. Duval's bioscan. He's not Captain Solano anymore. He's a Scion.
Which would make you Captain. So you're saying you're taking command of the ship? Because if you are, that's one hell of a bold move. And you better be absolutely sure you have your facts straight.
As first officer, it is my duty and responsibility to protect the interests of the ship and its crew when the captain has been compromised.
I get that part. I read the manual. But without proof, you're talking about mutiny.
I have Duval's support. We're going to ask the captain to undergo a bioscan. When he refuses, I need you to back me up.
Back when we were on the shuttle, you chose my safety over the lives of a dozen Illydians. I've wondered again and again if I deserved that. If you made the right call. But if it's why I'm here now, able to help you save the Resolute, maybe the whole Federation, then I'm glad you did. So, my answer is yes. I'm with you no matter what. When do we act?
Now. Dr. Duval is already on the
Ouais, je pense que là j'aurais pu prendre n'importe qui, ça
All
marchait.
right. I'm ready.
Parce que j'avais pas de relation dégueulasse avec eux, j'ai fait des trucs qu'ils aimaient bien, donc en vrai je pense que j'aurais pu demander à n'importe qui des trois que j'avais là. Duval.
It's now or never.
Captain Solano.
Je déteste
Commander
votre
Ryder,
moustache.
We need to talk about... Doctor? What brings you to the bridge?
Just a bit of housekeeping. You owe me a bioscan, Captain.
I don't have time for that right now.
It will only take a moment. I can't put this off any longer.
You can and you will. All you'll find is that I'm quite reasonably under stress given the circumstances, and you aren't making it better. I'll find you in sickbay when I'm good and ready. Or, if you're gonna stand in the way of the mission, I can find you in the brig instead.
Je peux pas lui dire c'est le protocole parce que je l'ai déjà brisé plusieurs fois donc.
Remember your station.
Commander Rydek is right, Captain. We all have to follow the rules.
What is this?
We need you to comply with the scan, Captain.
That's enough. Drop this. All of you. I'm giving you a direct order, Commander Rydek. Stand down and go back to your post. Now. Do not make me tell you again. I've been a starship captain since before you were in the academy. I won't stand for this.
I refuse. So do the others.
Les autres sont en mode comment ça?
Well then, you've left me no choice. Security to the bridge. Arrest Commander Rydek. Take her to the brig.
On what charge?
Conspiring with the enemy and mutiny.
Get back. Give her a chance to speak. Let's hear what she has to say.
That's enough, Lieutenant Bedrosian.
That's my
Step
girl.
aside or you'll join her in the brig.
No.
This is not Captain Solano. He's been bioformed. He's a scion.
You're out of your mind.
She can prove it.
Ah mais oui, je vais lui lancer sur le cul.
He sabotaged our efforts to track Galvin with this. He planted it in engineering while we were down on Delphi Ardu-4.
Lies! Perpetrated by the only Takan in our midst, Portal 6-3. He's actively trying to divide us from within.
Captain Solano has refused to be bioscanned because he knows it will reveal he's a scion.
Take her to the brig, or I'll do it myself. Oh!
Oh ah putain, elle a pas hésité une seule seconde
Stand
quoi.
down. That's an order.
What is the meaning of this?
Everyone hold until we get answers. This cannot happen on the bridge of a Federation starship.
I can prove I'm right if you just give me a chance. If I'm wrong, then I will face the consequences.
If you're wrong, there's no coming back from this.
Ah oui,
I'm
c'est
going to
clair.
settle this once and for all.
Et là, ah non merde, on s'est trompé, lol. PTDR. Je suppose que ça veut dire qu'on avait raison, le fait que ça fasse
Commander Rydick was right. Captain Solano has been compromised.
Oh.
He's been bioformed into a Takan.
Nonobstant, ça aurait été un retournement de déglingué hein, si elle avait fait. Ah bah non, en fait. Dommage.
Relieving Captain Zachary Solano of command.
Take him to the brig.
Donc il y avait des raisons pour lesquelles c'était un énorme connard.
I don't know what I expected, but not this. I can't believe I shot the captain.
Qu'est-ce qui lui est arrivé à son visage là?
I don't think Starfleet likes it when you do that. Even when you're right. It doesn't look good.
If it helps, that wasn't really the captain.
I mean, intellectually, sure. I understand that. But he looks and sounds exactly like him. I'm not sure I'll ever get that out of my head.
Les animations faciales à me fumer. Pourquoi les mecs ils sont pas contents? Ah parce que j'ai choisi Oh, ouais vas-y. Engage. J'aime bien le fait qu'elle me regarde sans vraiment me regarder. Rydick.
Set course for the Usonia system. Maximum warp. It's time to face Galvin.
Oh, j'ai envie de croiser comme une chef.
Captain. On your command.
Engage.
Oh yes. Engage.
But with the algorithms compromised, they may not do much.
Captain, that other Elydian ship is here.
The Zeldi?
We're outnumbered.
Captain, your orders.
Evasive maneuvers.
Aye, Captain.
Parce qu'en fait, on sait déjà que tirer, ça ne fonctionne pas sur eux. Il me semble.
The Vescar's warp engines are powering up.
Our warp engines are offline.
That must have been their goal. They didn't want us to chase the Vescar.
According to my readings, they also took the Cartabula with them.
They're not breaking off. We have to destroy the Zeldi before it destroys us.
Diaz and Edsalar still over there?
They'll need to evacuate.
Come on.
Almost have it.
They gotta know we're here. Hurry! You got it?
Got it! Diaz to Resolute!
We read you, Diaz.
This is Ermot. It's good to hear your voice. Is Edsalar... is she with you? Everyone wants to know.
She's right here. She can tell you herself.
I'm not dead yet.
Very good, Petty Officer.
Get us out of here?
I can't transport you out while the Zeldi's shields are up. A phaser fire won't even get through. Is there another way off that ship?
We'll find a way.
Whatever you do, you'll have to be quick about it, because we can't give you much more time. We can't evade the Zeldi forever.
Understood. Diaz out. We're gonna have to get out of here the old-fashioned way.
Lydian ships have no escape pods.
We can leave out that cargo bay we transported to before. But then there's the vacuum of space to contend with.
Those freight containers. Maybe we could use those to make an escape pod?
Is that even possible?
We're gonna make it possible. Unless you have a better idea.
Let's go.
I've polarized the hull plating. That should allow us to take a few more hits. Enemy phaser impact dissipated.
Heading, Captain?
Allez, je vais choisir le pattern d'attaque bêta.
Attack pattern Beta 3. Circle around that asteroid and come back firing.
Aye, Captain.
Zeldi, in range.
Fire!
Zeldi's shields down to 82%.
We're doing damage, but they're hitting us right back. We'll run out of hull before we penetrate their shields.
Perhaps I can be of assistance. I can modify your impulse engines to amplify their meager output and avoid more of their attacks. But I will need full access to your propulsion systems.
It goes against dozens of Starfleet regulations.
It's not a security risk if the alternative is destruction.
To me, it's simple. You can take this beating and hope you can weather it. Or will you put your trust in me? I've left everything behind for you. The least you can do is put your faith in me.
Allez.
Commander Ermot, give portal access to the propulsion systems.
Son objectif, c'est aussi de survivre.
Don't let me down.
This will take a moment.
Your ship has let up its fire.
That gives us some time.
All right. One of these freight containers should do the trick.
Be quick.
We need one big enough for all of us to fit inside. Something we can make airtight. Damn it, not this one.
Ah, celui-là, non?
Not enough room for the big guy.
Ah putain, c'est vrai qu'on a un bug.
Here we go. This'll work.
That's great, but it's not airtight yet.
No problem. Just seal it up.
This container is extremely heavy. Even with the containment field open, it won't leave the bay quickly. I'll find something to accelerate our exit.
Glancing blow. Very little damage.
I cannot keep this up for long.
Their phaser banks are recharging. Now's our window. We have to strike back.
I agree.
Their next barrage could be our last. Better make this count.
Target their weapon systems. Take the teeth out of their bite.
That could make them run. Just like the Veskar, we'd lose Diaz and Etzelar again. Hit their engines. We've already lost the Veskar.
We need to protect ourselves first.
Target their weapon systems.
Hi, Captain. Firing torpedoes.
Et en fait, il a raison, parce que là, pour le coup, le truc, c'est que Michel et Micheline, ils peuvent s'en sortir tout seuls. En vrai.
Whoa. We gotta move it now.
These will give us the push we need.
Et ils ont toujours réussi à s'en sortir, donc...
Ride the blast
Alors
right
que nous,
out.
si on explose, bon bah, je vois pas où ils vont aller après, quoi.
All set.
I'll set the containment field to deactivate, and then run back. We can detonate by remote.
We'll need to seal the doors from inside the container once we do.
Before all the air sucks out of the cargo bay.
Just a few more moments.
Hurry! What are they doing in there? Please, help me.
No. Let the Khan get what they deserve.
Don't leave me to die.
I don't know. Can we really leave her?
She can figure her own way out of this.
Quoi? Mais non! Mais non, mais là, on est d'accord que j'ai bien lu, c'est Amy, elle ne peut pas se sauver toute seule. Ouais, non, parce que moi, c'était pas ce que je voulais choisir, parce que moi, je voulais la sauver, justement.
Whoa. We gotta move it now.
Ah, j'ai plus les sons d'ambiance.
These will give us the push we need.
Ah, j'ai plus la musique, du
Those
coup.
are explosives.
We'll ride the blast right out of here.
Je vais bien relire, hein, mais il me semble bien que cette Amy, elle ne peut pas se sauver toute seule.
I'll set the containment field to deactivate, and then run back. We can detonate by remote.
Et non pas, elle peut se sauver toute seule, parce que oui, effectivement, là, du coup...
Before all the air sucks out of the cargo bay.
Voilà, sans la musique, ça c'est pas la même ambiance, hein.
Just a few more moments.
Hurry! What are they doing in there?
Sans la musique, c'est oppressant, je trouve. Là, j'ai peut-être mal lu, hein, c'est pas impossible.
Please, help me.
No. Let the Khan get what they deserve.
Don't leave me to die.
I don't know. Can we really leave her?
Elle ne peut pas se sauver seule. Oui, bah donc c'est bien ça.
Look at her, she's not a threat. It's now or never.
This ship has no weapons. Sidron's going to ram it into your Federation ship. Please, Armenta.
Oh,
It's not her.
no. I know it's not.
Carter, we have to seal the doors.
Don't leave me!
Get this lifeboat off the ship before it can crash into the Resolute.
Come on! Hurry!
Oh, je sais même pas eu de
Head
côté.
to Resolute.
I have the away team.
Go ahead.
We're about to exit.
We see the cargo bay containment field is deactivated.
Get that tractor beam ready.
The Zeldy's coming about.
They're going to charge the Resolute.
A direct collision would be catastrophic.
We can't wait any longer. We have to fire.
Captain, they're almost out of there.
We need to act fast.
Hold all fire! Get out of there, Petty Officer. Do it now!
You heard her.
Done!
Ready?
Detonate!
Let's go!
We're out. I have them on sensors.
Putain, le fait qu'il n'y ait pas la musique, ça me met une pression. Hein.
Locked on and ready to fire.
Fire.
Fire!
Alors, franchement, très stylé avec le petit 16/9 qui se met là. Non, ils sont bien. Il y a des choses qui sont vraiment bien faites au niveau de la mise en scène.
Tractor beams locked on. We have them. They'll be pulled into the docking bay shortly.
There's something else. I tracked a transporter signal to the planetoid moments before the Zeldy detonated.
Sidron.
There's a Takan structure there. It's the reason they were here. It's the reason we are here. Now.
I have to see it for myself. We'll go there together.
I had assumed as much.
Is this the Takan arsenal Galvin was after?
Legend says this region once held the sacred mysteries of the Takan Empire. Our greatest treasure. Our most fearsome technology.
I want a full security detail. Westbrook, Bedrosian, you're with me. Mr. Ermont, you have the con.
Wait. You're not the first officer anymore. The captain is supposed to stay with the ship. I'm surprised Lieutenant Bedrosian didn't raise that first.
I thought Captain Rydek knew what she was doing.
You're right. But this is too important for me to sit out. You'll just have to make sure nothing happens to me down there.
Of course, Captain.
We'll deal with the first officer vacancy when we return. Until then, Mr. Ermont?
Yes, Captain.
Moi j'aime bien le lieutenant Bedrosian, il est cool. Et nous backup et tout. C'est sympathique.
Any sign of Sidron?
Not that I can see.
High alert, everyone. The enemy could be anywhere. Follow my lead.
C'est marrant parce que par contre, il n'y a pas les phasers à deux mains dans. Mais après, je me demande si dans The Next Generation, je crois qu'ils y étaient pas encore.
Let's make this a short mission, all right?
That's the plan.
I'm no security officer. I'll do my best to make sure nothing happens to you, Captain.
Il veut pas me parler, ok. Ah, ça, en tout cas, pour le coup, le jeu me donne trop envie de revoir les Star Trek, quoi. Les séries. Enfin, les films aussi, d'ailleurs.
Is this another Takan vault?
I don't see a way in.
The vault in the mines was already open.
There must be some way to activate it.
Look around. There must be some sort of hidden mechanism to trigger it.
I don't see anything.
Are you done?
Ouais, je m'en doutais, j'ai hésité avec la troisième réponse, mais oui, évidemment qu'il peut l'ouvrir.
Hidden mechanism. Better to keep it simple. Sometimes the answer is staring you right in the face.
Thank you. Definitely easier this way.
Ah, c'est joli hein, quand même. Hein. Artistiquement, c'est joli en tout cas.
Spread out. Let's see what we can find. And stay on high alert. We don't know where the Takan that beamed down here could be.
You will need my help, Commander.
How so?
Traversal here is trivial for a Takan, but only a Takan. When you come across a device you cannot use, merely call my name.
Will do. Thank you. This pattern resembles the transporter device Petty Officer Maris used to escape the Resolute. Portal 6-3?
You wish to make use of this device?
It's a transporter of some kind?
It allows Takan to move through space instantly a short distance. Very convenient. I will activate the system for you.
Where does it go?
I'm not sure. The markings here must be from after my time.
Well, only one way to find out.
Attends, on va voir s'il y a autre chose.
Do you know what this place was used for?
It feels familiar, but I'm not certain. The Empire was vast. I did not know every corner of it, and much was built after I became a portal. However, Takan would not build such a place without something precious to protect.
Whatever that is, we have to find it before Galvin does.
Ok. Ah,
I should look elsewhere.
ok.
Portal? What is that void down there?
Space, folding upon itself. A fairly simple concept.
For a Takan, perhaps?
I advise against falling in.
Il est trop drôle. Foiré. Elle va pas me parler? Non, tu... D'accord. Bon, je suppose que c'est plus intéressant de rester la planter là. Du coup... Ah, on va pouvoir tricarder.
Soil. Just soil. It's not from this planet, nor any planet in the Federation database.
Et grosso modo, on n'a pas la technologie pour... voilà quoi, c'est... Autre chose que je peux scanner. Je sais qu'il faut que je suive le truc... Passer à travers ça? Non, évidemment. Ah, je peux interagir.
Why is this here?
This is soil from the homeworld. Our capital system. This isn't an arsenal. It's a temple of the ancients. Sacred ground to the Takan. I took my oath as a guardian of the Empire in a place just like this. You cannot imagine the look of pride in my parents' eyes as they said goodbye. Forever. Sorry. This is the first I've seen of anything new from the Takan Empire in a very long time. I'm sure you're familiar with the feeling. That sense of loss. I thought I was ready for it. But it cuts to the core of your being, even with your defenses up.
I'm so sorry to put you through this. I know it must be difficult.
Don't apologize. I'm glad I came. This means a great deal to me.
Can you use this to find out more about what Galvin is after?
The information's encrypted. I can only discern that it's a warship. No. It's the Aphelion. Perhaps the most powerful Draconian ship ever built.
Et c'est un énorme plug anal.
I can't access the full file, but looking through the ship schematics, it appears to be equipped with some sort of experimental, highly advanced transporter technology.
Transporter technology? For what?
Captain, you better come see this. There are more up ahead.
From the looks of it, I'd say someone left in a hurry.
Probably right around the time we showed up.
Plein de petites icônes.
I've seen these before. In the other vault. And if all of those are the same as this, then there must be
Hundreds of millions, if not billions. All that remains of the Dakan civilization. Distinct person, encapsulated in crystalline form. Preserved for all eternity.
Given the size of this vault, there must have been tens of thousands of these cases, representing billions and billions of Dakan.
A threat on a truly massive scale. One your Federation can't easily contend with. What you have to understand is, these life forms were preserved for the benefit of the Dakan civilization, as a means of safeguarding the health and well-being of any Dakan, should they fall prey to illness or injury. They were never intended to be used for this purpose.
There you are wrong. This was always their purpose, to restore the glory that was lost.
Je pense que il l'a fait exprès.
Congratulations on your first victory in battle, Captain Rydek. You killed a great many of my compatriots, some that I've known for millennia. Are you proud of how much death you've caused? Each Dakan life is precious, irreplaceable. Centuries of knowledge and culture, lost with each one you murder.
I was protecting my crew. It's regrettable to take any life. But when someone threatens galactic civilization, force is the correct response.
And I suppose it worked. For now. Thankfully, I don't have to convince you of anything. We'll all be on the same side soon enough.
You can't just bioform whoever you want. Not without a fight.
Ah, but that's just it. There won't be a fight. In fact, most won't even know what's happened. 1 minute you're standing there as you. The next, you're standing here as one of us.
He's talking about mass transformation. That's what the Aphelion was built for.
A transporter. It'll reconstitute your DNA and bioform you into a Takan in the blink of an eye. This is what they'll use as ammunition.
In a manner of speaking, yes. Of course, that's the simple version. But the end result will be the same.
You're talking about a crime against sentient life on a mass scale.
Or an evolutionary process, where the strongest and most capable survive. The Aphelion is on its way here as we speak. Now it's only a matter of time. You can't delay that which is inevitable. Which makes your next decision fairly simple, brother. You are, after all, a portal.
I am.
Your sole purpose is to serve as a guardian of the Takan Empire. But you stand here surrounded not by your fellow Takan, but by members of the Federation. By people who deny our fundamental right to exist. You swore an oath to protect the Empire. And I can only assume that's why you're here.
There is only one true Takan here, and that's Portal. You're a scion, a disgrace to the memory of the Takan, brought back through unnatural means.
I only tolerate your presence so long as you continue to amuse me. Which side are you on?
Après, bon, lui, au pire qu'il soit pas content de ce que je lui ai dit, je vais pas mentir, je m'en fous un peu.
Captain Rydek, long-range sensors suggest a massive spacecraft approaching in the distance.
The time has come. I hope we speak again, brother.
Estimated time to contact, 6 minutes and counting.
We can't stay here. We have to get back to the ship.
And we have to preserve these souls. We must take them back to your ship.
Those crystals are ammunition to be used against us. We have to destroy them. Bombard the site from orbit.
Wow.
I'll decide once we're safely aboard the Resolute.
Non, mais on va peut-être pas bombarder le bordel non plus, je veux dire, si... Enfin, quand même. Parce que bon, là aussi, si on les détruit, on parle d'un meurtre de masse, hein.
You have to hear me out, Captain. I've always stood by you. I committed mutiny for you.
Non, mais je sais, mais bon...
But if you bring those things on board, I'll have no choice but to resign.
If they're taken to the Aphelion, they will be forged into new bodies, brought back to life in a way they never asked for.
They're not living beings, but they're still dangerous. And if you don't make decisions to protect us, we're gonna end up like Solano. You, me, the entire crew. We're all next.
C'est la peur qui l'a fait parler, là.
Two minutes and counting. It's headed straight toward the vault. The Aphelion is coming into view now, Captain.
On screen.
C'est une belle bête, hein. Ah oui. Très beau plug anal, hein.
Arrival at the second vault in less than a minute.
remind you, those life forms are Takon. Not science, Takon. They're not your enemy.
Right or wrong, history will judge you for this moment.
On parle d'annihiler une espèce, là.
Transport the storage crystals aboard the Resolute.
Did I hear that right?
That's an order.
Par contre, comment on les range?
The storage crystals are on board in our cargo bay.
Thank you. I won't forget this.
Faut que je discute avec Micheline là maintenant parce que là elle va me détester par contre.
I hope you realize what you've done. We don't need another captain who's gonna risk our lives just to feed their ego. This ship and this crew come first.
Lieutenant.
She has to hear it.
This isn't about me. It's our duty as Starfleet officers to protect life, wherever and however we find it. And I couldn't let them fall into Galvin and Sidron's hands. I had to do it this way.
And to think, I used to look up to you.
Non mais attends. Genre elle me déteste là? Ah mais on voit la tête des gens. Oh, il y en a beaucoup qui me font la gueule quand même. Hein. Carter, tout le monde l'aime. Alors que moi, putain, en même temps, c'est moi qui dois prendre une décision difficile. Hein. Tout le monde boude. Tout le monde boude.
The Aphelion is targeting us, approaching rapidly.
They hit us with that bioforming ray and it's over. Maximum warp, get us out of here.
Where, Captain?
Anywhere but here. Now!
Vas-y, comment un rend fou quand même de m'en vouloir l'autre parce que j'ai pas détruit des formes de vie. Quoi.
There they are.
Thank you. I'm not sure one of my kind would have done for you what you did for me. I did not expect a show of mercy. I hoped, but you could have just as easily left me to my fate.
I didn't do it for you. I did it because it was the right thing to do.
I don't understand it, but I'm glad you did.
Now that we're safe on your ship, I think you were right to bring her. Things seem a little different now than they did in the heat of battle. There's more than one way to deal with messy situations.
Bah oui.
Can't save everyone, but you can try. Didn't want to regret this one.
And you've spared me some regret as well. Maybe there is hope.
Putain, Carter il se fait aimer par tout le monde alors que moi je me fais détester par tout le monde. Enfin, putain, j'aime bien, je dis moi comme si Jara c'était moi, mais.
But your shoulders separated. If you come with me to sickbay, we can get you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I'll find you afterwards.
Mais vraiment, quand je suis avec Jara, tout le monde me hait quoi.
Check in at your stations. This thing isn't over yet.
Attends, je prends toutes les décisions que les gens veulent pas prendre. Merde à la fin. Bon.
You're really making us proud out there, Diaz. The lower decks don't get a lot of glory.
I'm just getting started.
The lower decks. Moi, je regarde d'ailleurs la série, le dessin animé. J'ai toujours pas regardé.
Diaz.
Yeah?
Did you see our people over there? Miranda?
Kapoor, Hauser.
We saw
Alors,
Miranda and Kapoor, but they're bioformed. And as far as I know, there's no way to undo it.
That means they're not our friends anymore.
If they attack us,
We'll have to stop them. No matter what it takes.
Yeah. I guess we have to be ready for that.
bon bah après, notre très cher camarade, il va peut-être bien réussir à aller... De toute façon, je sens gros comme une maison qu'à la fin on va avoir le choix entre on ramène les anciens
I want another lad like that anytime soon.
ou on laisse la nouvelle espèce garder, enfin les Ticons garder les corps. Excellent ingénieur.
I can't believe it, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing Chovak. Not that I'd expect this kind of welcome from him, but I can just imagine the look on his face.
You know what? I want to see him too. It'll be nice to get one piece of normalcy.
I'm sure we can count on him for that.
I can't believe it. You evaded the Takan, ejected their warp cores, and lived to talk about it.
That about sums it up.
They're gonna be teaching this at the Academy for years to come. I mean it. Everybody's gonna learn how you pulled it off.
Well, what we did, you can't just teach that.
Maybe not, but I'm sure they'll try. I heard about Belle. Is Miranda?
As far as we know, she's still out there.
Well, I know Captain Rydek will do her best to get her back.
Hold on. Rydek? What about Captain Solano?
Ah oui, merde, c'est vrai, ils ont pas l'info.
He was turned into a Takan. Rydek had to take over. She's a hell of an officer, but none of us have been up against anything like this. No one has. Not in 500,000 years.
We'll just have to step up and work that much harder to help Captain Rydek.
It's gonna take all of us.
Talk to you later.
It is agreeable to see you again.
Is that so?
It was by no means a certainty that you would return to duty here.
No, it was not.
But it was my sincere hope you would.
It is agreeable to see you as well, sir.
I concur.
You should know your absences left engineering terribly short-handed. During your sojourn, this department has fallen unacceptably behind schedule.
Alors qu'on est que deux, hein.
On both regular and irregular duties.
There's been a whole lot of irregularity going around.
I am stating
Ah,
facts.
je vais tenter la joke. Allez.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Pardon me.
After what the Resolute's just been through, no one's really expecting all the daily logs and reports to be on time and perfect.
That is incorrect. I expect as much and will continue to hold my staff to account.
Glad to see you haven't changed.
Normally, I would assign you to one of the many pressing repair tasks. But, given your experience on board the Zeldi, I have suggested you join the senior staff briefing as we determine our next course of action. You can commence your maintenance shift afterwards.
I tended to an Illydian earlier. Major Sarlet Arminta.
Ah, yes. I met him at the negotiations.
I never would have imagined I'd be here, on the same ship, working together with our oppressors. But now that I am, I can imagine a future where the Hotari and Illydians are no longer enemies. I'd always hoped for peace, but it seems so far away. There's still a lot of bad blood.
Well, if there's any way I can help, let me know.
I'll take you up on that. It's good to have the support of a Starfleet captain, I'm sure.
It's coming along nicely.
Enfin, capitaine par intérim
Thank you,
pour le moment.
Tyvus. I'll take it from here. We're almost done.
I have to brief Ambassador Spock in a few minutes.
Ambassador Spock can wait. You have some fences to mend. Personally, I'm against the needless destruction of innocent life forms, so I'm glad you transported the Draconian crystals onto the ship. But Lieutenant Bedrosian obviously feels otherwise. And right now, you need the full support of your bridge crew. Being an effective leader requires trust, but an issue as divisive as this can create discord.
Je vais m'occuper d'elle, ça fait tellement menaçant, mais on va mettre ça.
I don't expect everyone will agree with my decisions, and she's entitled to a different opinion, but I'll handle Lieutenant Bedrosian.
You'll be fine, just as long as people feel like they're being heard. It's been a chaotic last few days for everyone. You need to name a new first officer in preparation for what's coming. You'll have to work to regain Lieutenant Bedrosian's trust, but if she's removed from consideration, it comes down to Westbrook or Ermot. Obviously, there are pros and cons with each, but ultimately, the decision is yours. Commander Westbrook has seniority and was hoping to be Captain Solano's first officer. Ermot has the knowledge and experience that makes him more than qualified. You really couldn't go wrong with either of them.
To be honest, Lieutenant Bedrosian feels like the perfect fit for the position.
I would otherwise agree. But given what happened, that'll take some work on your part. You're as good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Duvall.
Always nice to have a captive audience. You really shouldn't keep Ambassador Spock waiting.
Captain.
I'll meet you inside.
I'm here to officially tender my resignation from the crew of the USS Resolute.
Putain, la musique.
I cannot in good conscience continue to serve aboard this ship. Not while the interests of the enemy take precedent over the safety of the crew.
Lieutenant, we both know how much we need your help and expertise for the coming conflict. I have no one to replace you.
I understand, Captain, and I apologize, but my heart is not in it any longer, and to stay would be a disservice to us both.
My door is always open if you change your mind.
I appreciate that.
We'll have Ambassador Spock via subspace shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Ermot.
I'll notify Lieutenant Bedrosian.
Je pense que j'aurais refusé, ça serait mal passé. Parce que justement, elle serait pas sentie écoutée.
Petty Officers Diaz and Edsolar have first-hand experience with our adversaries. I thought it advantageous for them to join this briefing. I understand this is unusual, but I trust you have no objections.
Talk about moving up in the world. Not that I'm surprised in the least.
Excellent idea, Mr. Chovak. They deserve to be here.
In all seriousness, what Diaz and Edsolar accomplished aboard the Zeldi is nothing short of remarkable. They're both to be commended, not only for surviving against incredible odds, but for helping our efforts against these scions.
Et c'est pour ça que je leur verserai 50 centimes de prime sur le prochain salaire.
We'd all be bioformed by this point.
There were way more people involved than just me. Not only Petty Officer Edsolar, but we had help from an Elydian officer named Arminta as well.
Interesting.
Ambassador Spock is ready for you.
Put him through.
Captain Reindeck, your recent change in station certainly warrants mention, and I trust you to faithfully execute your expanded duties. Right now, we must keep our attention on the clear and present danger that lies ahead. The Takan and their warship. The closest populations are the Hotari and Elydian systems, and they are likely the first targets for mass bioforming. After that, lies Federation space. I have advised Starfleet Command to send an impromptu battle group to intercept and assist you, but that will take time. You are our first line of defense. And with our shield algorithms compromised, we are at a great disadvantage. Of course, you know that as well as I do.
I'm glad to hear the battle group is en route, Ambassador. With what we're up against, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
And you will have it. Remember, our strength is drawn from our ability to work together towards a common goal.
Have we made any progress in finding a way to defend ourselves from the Aphelion's bioforming weapon?
Currently, our shields will not protect us, but I am compiling all of the information the away team gathered on the Zeldi and cross-referencing it against our own as well as Portal 6-3's methods.
The away team is sitting right here. They survived without getting bioformed, so we know it's possible. So, what's the secret? How do we defend ourselves? Is there a weakness we can exploit? Something we can do to avoid getting bioformed?
I wish I could tell you the solution. But the truth is, there is no easy answer. There's no defense against bioforming. One-on-one or on a mass scale. At least, not that I know of.
May not be able to stop it, but it might be possible to slow it down. It's too soon to say for sure, but we've had some promising indications that Duridium can delay the bioforming process.
Duridium?
It's not a cure. It's not going to bring anyone back we've already lost. But Duridium is a cell stabilizer, so it has the potential to slow down the onset of physical and mental changes, if not entirely prevent them. And it might be the only ship in the fleet with this much Duridium on hand. In fact, a lot of ships wouldn't have any.
You say that it slows the process, but this doesn't actually stop the Takan from taking over, does it?
Correct. I can't be 100% certain, but it appears this is only a short-term solution. Also, it requires a much larger dose to be effective. We don't have enough Duridium on board to protect the whole crew. We barely have enough to protect everyone in this room.
Sounds like it won't do us much good then.
The use case I'd suggest is that it could buy a little time for an officer or a small group to complete a task or mission. But it has to be taken at the moment of exposure to the bioforming mechanism.
Prepare a delivery method for this remedy.
That raises the question. What is the mission?
Assuming the Aphelion uses shields of some kind, I don't expect it will be easy to bypass their defenses.
We may not be able to block the Aphelion's attack either. But if they do strike, we know their weapon uses transporter technology. We might be able to backtrack their signal path.
Like we did to evacuate Captain Rydek from Tau.
Exactly. We could send an away team onto the Aphelion.
So we could destroy it from the inside.
I'm not exactly sure how, but that's the idea.
I think Portal could still help us. If he can't get a first-hand look at the Aphelion, he might be able to identify a weakness.
After sparing the remnants of his civilization, I should hope he'd help us.
He will.
We'll need to prepare a boarding party, if it comes to that.
Petty Officers Edsalar and Diaz are the logical choices to lead any away mission to the Aphelion. They have already crippled one enemy ship. If anyone can do so again, it is them.
Réel.
This isn't like the engineering mission that took you to the Zeldi. Do you really have some special insights that a tactical team wouldn't?
Doesn't the fact that we're here speak for itself?
Just surviving won't be enough this time.
Sabotage is kind of becoming our specialty. We'll find a way to get the job done.
Well, he certainly has the swagger for it.
If this is the necessary course of action, I support it.
With the help of Portal. He should be part of the away team.
I will compile all the latest data on the tricorders, just in case.
In the meantime, I want you working on ways we can combat the Takan tech. Shields, weapons, anything we can use.
Yes, Captain.
Anything else, Ambassador?
I know this matter is in capable hands. Hold the line as best you can. Help is on the way.
Thank you. I have faith in all of you to meet this moment with the urgency it requires. I expect all of us to give it everything we've got. Thank you, Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar. You're dismissed.
Edsalar, c'est stylé comme nom, ouais.
While we have a quorum of senior staff, there is a procedural element we need to take care of. The Resolute command codes must be transferred to Captain Rydek for control of the ship.
Of course.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Jara Rydek. Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Voice authorization Duval. Beta 2 Yankee.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Awaiting your authorization, Captain.
J'ai envie d'être Charlie, moi. Charlie 3, parce que c'est mon chiffre préféré. X-Ray. Ah, c'est stylé, hein, X-Ray. Charlie for X-Ray.
Authorization Rydek. Charlie 3 X-Ray.
3.
Captain's codes transferred. The updated command structure is incomplete. Please designate a new first officer.
Who is the new first officer?
Please designate a new first officer.
Oh. Ah putain.
Please designate a new first officer.
I am proud to name Commander Ermot as my new first officer, effective immediately. Congratulations.
Thank you, Captain. I promise I won't let you down.
Computer, Commander Ermot is the new first officer of the USS Resolute.
Awaiting voice authorization.
Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Authorization is now complete.
Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Nicely done. I think that went well.
Captain Rydek!
Excuse me for a minute.
Il va me dire, ouais, ouais,
This is just unbelievable, unacceptable, inexplicable. To be the most senior officer on the bridge, and to be passed over again? I couldn't believe you went to Lieutenant Bedrosian with the information about Captain Solano being compromised instead of me. This... I've never felt more humiliated.
I know how you must feel given your seniority and history aboard this ship. You have every right to be angry, but I had to factor what would best serve our interests at this particular point in time. Which is why I chose Commander Ermot.
He's not even close to being first officer material. He's little more than a bureaucrat who's never set foot off the ship. That is a serious liability at a time when we need experience. Otherwise, we don't stand a chance against the Scions.
The crew on this ship has experienced as many challenges and tragedies as any crew could be expected to endure. What we need now, more than anything, is stability and reliability, a calm and reassuring presence.
Et ce refus d'entendre raison, mais désolé, mais en même temps, oui, il a besoin, le vaisseau a besoin d'instabilité, effectivement, et en mode c'est un mec calme, carré et tout, et lui en train de péter un câble, bah ouais, désolé mon gars, mais en fait, tu donnes pas foncièrement trop envie de te mettre en premier, enfin en premier officier en fait. YouTube, pour toi, ça va s'arrêter ici pour le moment, on se retrouve sur la prochaine VOD. Et bonne année, hein, évidemment.